So you clicked on this video because you're thinking of relocating to the Colorado Springs area. We're going to share with you today 5 things that you want to know before making the move. We're going to help you relocate here and give you kind of the ins and outs and what we've learned before you even put that plan in action. You're going to want to stay tuned to the number one reason because it is totally unexpected.
What's going on, everybody? It's Lori from your Colorado's Finest here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And we're one of your top realtor groups here in the Colorado Springs area. Make sure you follow along with us as we go through everything there is to know about the Colorado Springs area, from your pros and the cons, everything in between. They'll help you relocate to our area. So make sure you hit that subscribe button or that bell, give us a comment or a like, keep in contact with us so you don't miss a single video as we go through all about our area. Guys, we're literally getting phone calls, texts, emails every day from people wanting to relocate to our area. We're really growing really fast, and we would love to help you relocate and move to the Colorado Springs area. It's our job. We love what we do. We love making Colorado Springs your home. So reach out anytime. Shoot us a text. You get us, right? It goes directly to us. So reach out. We'd love to hear from you. All right, everyone. So you want to know the 5 things to expect when you're moving to Colorado Springs. And some of these things you might not think about, right? I'm sure you have your check boxes and you sit there and you have your list. If you're like me, you have certain lists that you check off and you're pretty organized. But these are 5 things that you might not think about. And we just want to put them on your radar as you think of visiting or moving to our area. So number 5 is, do you want to start with number 5?
Sure, and I'll explain why I'm heading
Yes,
this
this
way.
is hers.
So number 5 that you unexpect is the lack of sleep. And by that, I mean that you will see people out from early morning with headlamps on going for walks all the way till nighttime when they need headlamps again. People maximize their time outside and doing things above and beyond their workday. When living here in Colorado, there's so much to do and so much to experience. You don't have time to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, my sister-in-law will text me. She texts me all the time, and she wants to know if we're going to go to the paint mines. And I'm like, what, right now? We're going to the paint mines, or we're going to go to the Garden of the Gods? And we are so blessed that those things are right in our backyard.
Our friend Jessica goes and watches the sunrise at Garden of the Gods. I'm like, you already went to the coffee shop and went for a hike, and I'm just now getting up.
Yeah, you do that too. I'll text you sometimes. You'll be she's better at it than I am doing spontaneous things like that. You will be remember you went to you went cliff jumping, didn't you, this summer with your kiddos?
Oh yeah, we did.
That wasn't too far.
Yeah, there's a cool place, Paradise Cove. You can go cliff jumping. We'll go out to the paint mines at night, and you can even just get away from kind of the city lights to get that pitch black sky, and you can see stars for days. But I feel like people really enjoy living here, and so everybody has to work and do things to make a living, but I feel like people are out on their lunch breaks going for walks or riding bikes to work or maximizing the daylight here.
Well, also the weather. We have I'm from Minnesota, and so we have it would snow, and I don't think I went outside voluntarily unless I was doing
because it's that humid cold.
It's that humid cold, and it's from November, October to April.
This is a sunny cold, and so even if it's cold, you still have that sun.
And you get that bipolar weather we mentioned before. Yeah. So it's 65 and sunny out today, and tomorrow it's supposed to snow. So people really do take advantage, and they have the opportunity to take advantage of those outdoor.
And then if it is snowing, it's fun. So everybody goes and sleds or goes on snowshoe walks in the hills or,
So that's number 5. So be prepared to enjoy our outdoor activities and maybe in a way that you weren't expecting. And number 4 is our competitive market. So again, I don't say this to have you guys be concerned of our competitive market. We actually just beat out a cash offer with a VA loan, which is crazy in this market this weekend.
But you do want to be prepared.
Be prepared for it.
Be prepared.
Yeah.
Because it's no joke. There's multiple offers on almost anything we're submitting offers on. And so to have all of your ducks in a row, have already talked to a lender, to know, we can advise you after you talk to your lender what are tactics are to be able to put a competitive bid out there, but you definitely want somebody who knows our market and who knows kind of some of those clauses and niches to get some offers accepted.
Right. We have some tactics in our back pocket that we use sometimes that other agents don't use. Just because we know, I mean, we want you guys to get into that house that you like, and it doesn't just happen usually in the first offer. Sometimes it might take 4, 5, 6 offers that we write before we get one to stick until you find that home that you absolutely love.
I would say, and this is, I think, pretty fair to, you know, if you're planning on moving here at a certain timeline, start that conversation and talking with us probably about 8 weeks before.
Yeah, at least. I mean, we did over $14 million of sales last year, and I say that not just to talk about our numbers, but just the fact that we know our market and we know how to push it and we know how to get you into a home that is perfect for you and your family, whether you're relocating here for the military. We know our areas, and there's 2 of us, so we work pretty quick because our market is so crazy. So it helps. I can be showing a home. I can text Kaylee and say, hey, run comps. Let's write this offer. Let's get it in. Let's do a quick deadline. Let's put an escalation clause in, and some other strategies that we use that, you know, really help get you into that home. So just be prepared that our market, as Kaylee said, it's pretty.
But with that also being said, the people who have chose to invest in this area are probably sitting on equity already in a year.
Yeah. Well, we had a person in the military. A year ago, we bought them, or we sold them a house, and then we listed it a year and a half later, and they walked away with $25,000 in their pocket just after 1 year. And we have a new build. We built a new build with some of our clients, and they started the process. They closed maybe like 4 months ago. And I would say, running numbers I did yesterday, they already have $60,000 in equity. So it can happen pretty quickly here because our markets are going up. New builds, we were just there yesterday with a different client, and they were saying that every 2 weeks, the new builds are going up $4,000 in pricing. So can that go on forever? No, but our market always is pretty stable and always is climbing, just because
we're pretty insulated with the amount of military. So
and we're right by the mountains, and so you can't really build too much west. So the only growth that's happening is going out east a little bit, because we're pretty sandwiched in here by the mountains. So competitive market, that's number 4. We can help get you in there, but don't be too scared of it.
So number 3 thing you want to be aware of before you move to Colorado is that you probably want a 4-wheel drive car.
Yes.
So Colorado Springs, there are flat areas, probably a little bit more to the east. There's a lot of little rolling hills throughout our city. And, you know, they plow the snow, but those neighborhoods, because it gets melted off in a couple days, usually they don't pay attention to the neighborhoods. I know down the street from me, people who don't have at least a front-wheel drive car can't even get up the neighborhood hill.
Yeah, it can be a problem.
Yeah.
We have hills. I remember the first time I was here is my first one to learn to drive a stick. I was sitting on Union, and I was like, and then so if it snows, and you know, we don't use salt here, we use sand, and so that's a big difference for if you're coming from a
because it's not as icy.
No, well, we just don't get as much snow. It doesn't stay for as long, so they figure the sun will melt it. But you do need that 4-wheel, maybe a front-wheel drive.
I would say you could get away with a front-wheel drive. Definitely you don't want rear-wheel drive here. You'll be
and if you want to go to the mountains and go skiing, you're going to need a 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Like, or you're going to have to have chains. There's chain laws and all that kind of stuff. So.
Well, and I would say, like, we visited California and we rented a car, and it felt like our car was filled with sand from all of the beaches. Here, you're constantly cleaning your car because it's the bipolar weather, and so you have dry grass in your car during certain times of the year. You have leaves in your car certain times of the year. You have mud in your car certain times of the year. So, you know, we use our cars a lot here in Colorado.
Yeah. And so that was number 3. The third reason to something you might not expect is some people show up here in their little sports car, and they're quickly finding that they might need a new car pretty soon. So number 2 for counting down. Number 2 is. What's number 2?
I don't know.
I know what number 2 is. No, I know what number 2 is. Number 2 is you have to learn to enjoy the outdoors. So
yes.
I don't, if you ask me if I like to ski, the answer is no. And every time I say that, people like do a little, oh, you don't like to ski and you live in Colorado. I get that every time. It's
There's a lot of people.
It's like me
that,
being
though.
tall and people think I'm a volleyball player. I'm like, no, I never played volleyball, but same type of thing. So they always think that I like skiing, but you do need to learn to like the outdoors for sure.
Well, and you go on walks with your families. You guys go on hikes and you just have to learn to embrace where you're at and enjoy, when you go out and do things here in Colorado, you don't just go to the mall. There's many places to go eat, but you do want to completely enjoy Colorado, enjoy somewhat of the outdoors.
Yeah. And you can do that, on a big excursion. You can go rafting, or you can, but you
camping.
Also.
I grew up here and I don't even like camping.
People love camping here. I like camping.
I'll take the hotel.
At a hotel.
Yeah.
But people love the outdoors here. RVs.
Hot springs. That's something outside of the box. Mm-hmm. Four-wheeling. You don't have to be super physical.
Yeah. But I just like to, go get some sandwiches and go to Garden of the Gods and hike around with my kids and my dogs. Or there's the Red Rock Canyon we talked about. That was closer to Old Colorado City. People they go biking, mountain biking's huge here. My brother goes every day, I think, to go mountain biking.
Well, and the nice thing about Colorado Springs with biking, like my kids and I all go, but I hate to load everything in the car. We can leave from our house and hit trails that take us all the way up and down from north to south Colorado Springs.
And look into this. They're building that dirt bike. Did you see that they've gotten more clearance on that dirt bike by that burn scar?
No.
There? Yeah, so
what side of town?
On the west side.
Oh.
Over off of Peregrine as you go up the slopes there. So they're supposed to be building a big dirt bike that's supposed to be pretty popular. It's going to bring a lot of people to our area. So hurry up and get here.
Yeah.
So that was number 2. And drum roll is the number 1 thing that you need to know or that you should expect when moving to our area is
invest in layers of clothing.
Yes.
So by that, we have talked about the bipolar weather. You have to be able to accommodate. My daughter will bring her snow jacket to school today, even though it's 65, because weather's rolling in.
Yeah.
You never know when it's coming. And the nice thing about having layers, like you can't just put on a wool sweater because you're going to melt in the afternoon when the sun's out. But then, like we were standing outside that new build last night, as soon as that sun goes down, you're freezing.
Yeah.
So if you have layers of clothing, you can be comfortable.
Yeah, put it in your trunk. But people don't think that we are 6,500 feet in elevation here. And so that sun is hot. And so as soon as it goes behind those mountains, it's like instant. It instantly drops, I think, probably like 15, 20 degrees. It's amazing.
It gets really cold.
So you dress in layers. I always have it in my car, or when I'm sitting at my kid's soccer game,
yeah,
I can go there in like shorts and a t-shirt. And then all of a sudden that wind picks up or the sun goes a little bit behind the mountains.
Baseball season, I have a tote in the back of my car and I always keep hat, gloves, and a jacket because even in the middle of spring and fall baseball season, you'll have that extreme weather.
Have you seen those things that people zip up and they sit in those plastic things?
Yes, I want one.
I know I want one too. I keep telling myself.
What is it called? A weather port or?
I don't know, but I've seen them on Amazon. But if you
and the wind comes up.
Yeah, that's so if you like the outdoors, maybe invest in one of those little igloo
and buy
things.
your nice layers, like you know, have a layer of cotton, have a layer of wool, have a light jacket, have a heavy jacket, all sorts of different layers.
Yeah, just keep them in a tote in your car. It's the part of living in Colorado Springs that sometimes you don't expect. I think the biggest thing is when that sun goes behind that mountain, you better be ready because it gets cold pretty quick. So so those are the 5 things to expect when moving to our area. Reach out if you guys are thinking of moving here or have other questions on the area. I know we go over a lot
Hit subscribe and the bell because we're putting out videos 2 times a week and we are putting out information that you really want to know if you're thinking of moving.
Yeah, we've had our clients always ask us, can you do some videos on what it looks like and what you're telling us right now when we were in person? We would have loved to know that before we moved here. And so that's when we started talking is let's do a video series on Colorado Springs and our area so that way you guys can know before you move
Drive
here.
Through the neighborhoods. You know, not just send you videos of the house, but we'll tell you what it's like.
Yeah, so I have to go do that actually right now. So anyways, reach out. You guys give us a call, text, any questions, hit that like button. Give us a comment where you're moving from. Where are you moving from? We would love to know.